was your choice.
Yes, I know that.
Well, hello.
Intentionally.
Welcome to Adventures Wanted. This is now our
37.
37.
37.
37 of 250. Just so you know, all our performances are relaxed performances. That means the lights will stay like this. There won't be any loud sudden noises. There might be a bit of atmospheric music in the background. If you need to pop out for a breather at any time or use the toilet, you're more than welcome. Just out those doors and come back in any time during the hour. And there's a relaxed attitude to movement and noise from the audience to benefit those who can't sit still or silent. I'm Chloe, I'm the stage manager. If you need anything for any reason, I'm just going to be over there. But for now, I will hand you over to Chris, who is our GM for this hour.
Hello, hello, hello. Excellent. Good.
He's got to do different ones. He always does.
I will do once every time. It's true. Yes. Hello. Hello, Stream.
Hello,
Oh, Stream. Oh, Stream, you went and now you're back. There we are. Hello, Stream.
Everything's changed. Anyway.
This is Adventurers Wanted.
Yes.
We are playing a live tabletop role-playing game for 250 hours of the Edinburgh Fringe, which is excellent. For those of you who don't know, a tabletop role-playing game is I tell a story, the players here on either side of me tell me how they'd like to interact with, take part in, engage in that story, and then we use dice to see how badly they fail at doing so, frankly. And that's what we're going to be doing for the next hour, and then the successive hour, and so on. The story so far. Adventurers Wanted is set in a mystical world called Havmar. Havmar is an island kingdom. It is relatively young, relatively fresh, but our ship isn't from there. We are invaders from a foreign plane of existence. We have arrived by virtue of a spell that we didn't know would happen when we cast it. We are now here in Havmar, trying to escape from a mystical old god, and in doing so have encountered a strange new world that we do not know or understand. At this point in time, the crew have together decided to try and find a mystical pilot island called Libertalia, where apparently pirates live in harmony with each other in glorious ways of making the world a better place, which seems highly improbable. So, at this point in the adventure, we've now discovered where Libertalia is by completing a set of puzzle rooms. We are now on the ship, making our way towards Libertalia, having gone back to the pirates.
Oh, that's already happened.
Yes, it's
Right.
So we've gone back to the pirates, we've told them what we know. One of our pirate friends, Captain Trip Mitty, has come with us. Trip is a Vosu. A Vosu is a fox-like creature. They are a bit shorter than most humanoids and are very much foxy. So,
Anyway.
yes. So she is with us on the boat, and the boat is now sailing.
Oh,
yes.
no.
And she is now sailing with you directly towards where this mystical light island trap showed you Libertalia was. Now, before we get too far into the adventure, I'd like everyone to introduce themselves. So we'll start with Joe on this end. If you want to say your real name, your character's name, and something about your character, why they're on board ship at this point.
Hello, my name is Joe. My character's name is...
No, don't tell them.
Hello, my name is Joe. My character's name is Jimbo, which I picked because we happened to watch The Simpsons last night.
Perfect.
It's exactly right.
And how I met. So I was found floating in the ocean, and I was about to be chucked back in, but then they found I had a Game Boy Advance in my pocket. And they decided to keep me for that.
Well, this is a world of strange technology, so that's entirely plausible.
Yes, that's me.
My name is Alex. I am playing Beda Bloodoath. Beda is a half-orc paladin. He worships a god of wilderness and wide open seas. He's quite deep and prone to cryptic statements, but he's recently gone through some stuff, and he's doing a lot of thinking at the moment about the decisions that he's made.
One gets the sense this happens to him most weeks.
Yeah. My name's Ed, and I am playing a half-elf fighter who goes by the name of Gwendolyn Skull, but he is a bloke. It's kind of like a boy named Sue, but way worse. He is also the master of the ship that we're currently on, which means he gets to what's it called? Install discipline and stuff
I mean, you're sort of technically the owner of the ship.
Yes, I understand. But
Yeah.
it means I get to say stuff, and no one actually does what I say.
Correct, which was exactly what being a master means.
Exactly. It's basically my life writ in this damn game. Anyway, yes, and so he basically owns the ship. That's the idea.
My name is Louise. I'm playing a character called Louise. I'm a halfling rogue. I've snuck on board. I might do what you tell me to do. I might not. I tend to play tricks. I'm not the most obedient person. So, yeah.
Sounds like a halfling rogue to me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sounds
good. Excellent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So the ship sails through the seas. Have some ship sailing through the seas music, if you'd be so kind. And you're on this voyage and glorious quest to find this mythical pirate island. What's everyone doing at this point in time?
What was the name of the lady who's on board? The pirate woman?
Trip Mitty.
Yes, I am talking to her like it's just never been in, like it's going out of fashion.
Oh, I see. Well, she's currently sort of leaning on the prow of the ship as it steers.
Absolutely.
Just hand in her chin, just looking across the way.
My dear lady, I was the one who actually was there when we found out what the coordinates were.
Did
for-
you? How exciting!
It was fascinating, I tell you. It was quite a. I think had I not been there, we would never have found them.
Well, then I have you to thank for getting us back to the island.
I can take no credit, but at the same time, it was totally me.
I do hope the Dare is there.
The Dare?
Dare is a old friend of mine.
An old friend?
An old friend.
Is
yes.
that right? Is it a he or a she? I'm sorry,
Dare is a she. Dare is an Irabi. She's.
Fascinating.
I have not seen her in many years. I'm looking forward to
reacquainting
myself with
Excellent.
her. Yes.
Excellent.
Make a charisma check.
Okay, this is going to go so badly. 22! 21, rather.
Ah, okay. Well, despite all of this, she is charmed by you. Something about this skull you have painted on your face at all times.
Sexy man.
I mean, it says beast. It says behemoth. There's something from macho about it.
I've got a big maul.
Is that what you say
No,
to her?
no,
Because
no.
that would
When it came
be
out of my
awkward as
mouth.
hell.
It's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm trying to...
Give me a sort of like a flirtatious line you'd be saying to her at this
God.
point. Yeah.
You are a very vulpine Vespertine.
Those are some very long words for a man with a skull on his face.
Yes. It means a very foxy creature of the evening.
Oh, I know what it means.
Damn it.
Your pink skin is so strange, and yet you decide to cover it with the face masking. Why?
Well, it is... I don't want anyone to find out about the real me.
No.
No.
Is it hidden away?
Absolutely, because I have an outer shell which I put on myself many years ago to try and escape from my past.
She is enwrapped.
Thank God for random dice rolls. Why doesn't that happen in real life?
So you guys are flirting away at the bow of the ship.
Yeah,
What's everyone
yeah.
else doing?
Went way better than I thought it was going to.
Louise, what are you doing?
I'm starting to explore the ship.
Are you a stowaway on board? Do they know you're there?
Yeah, I am. They've not yet kind of discovered me. Yeah.
Right. So you are currently skulking under deck or something like that?
Yeah, just kind of getting the lay of the land, seeing what everyone's got. Yeah.
Seeing what everyone's...
Seeing what everyone's got, seeing, yeah, like I say, getting the lay of the land, seeing,
Who's around?
yeah,
Who's
exactly,
around?
yeah.
Please make a stealth check for me. So roll your 20-sided dice and add the stealth modifier.
one right there.
That one, yeah.
Ooh,
Oh, 24.
That'll be good.
24.
That'll be good. Moving like a shadow.
Yes, no one's, so yeah, I remain very stealthy.
Hang on.
As you are making your way around the ship, you hear a clomping footsteps of boom, boom, boom. This rather gigantic half-orc walks past. He appears to be somewhat in charge, but not in charge. One of the upper ranks. He's absent-mindedly gnawing on something that looks suspiciously like a leg.
Of something.
I mean, it looks relatively humanoid. It's a bit weird. Josen tends to have a rather interesting taste in food, shall we say. So he's looking for things, having a quick scan to make sure nothing too untoward is going for. He doesn't see you, so he stalks past as you keep making your way.
So I kind of just sneak past.
Mhm.
And, I sneak my way past. He doesn't see me. I continue around like the bowels of the ship, poking into all the rooms, seeing what's around.
That's dangerous.
And then make my way onto the top. seeing all the, getting an eye on the sea,
Sure.
seeing if there's any islands around.
So you're sort of hiding in plain sight by being a rather unobtrusive half.
Yes,
That makes
exactly,
sense.
yeah.
Okay. Jimbo, what are you up to?
I'm sitting in a corner, just kind of minding my own business. I've got my crossbow, so I'm just like looking at that pretty much.
Are you polishing your crossbow? Is that
Well, I was thinking like trying to make different
Twanging your
noises with it.
bowstring.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
but
twanging the
it's sort of-
bowstring.
Yeah. So
It's also
like,
also
hold
euphemism.
down,
Okay.
so-
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, making different
So
noises.
sort of bring, 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 bring,
Yeah.
bring, 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 bring. Okay. Lovely. Make a performance check.
Alright, which one's that?
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
As a
roll a
20-sided
D20.
dice,
This one?
and add the performance modifier to it.
Which for you is +0.
That's 0, so 16.
16.
Wow.
You are getting some sort of relatively tuneful harmonics out of this string. It's not. I mean, it's not Chopin, but it's fine. And one of the other crewmen walks past, gives you sort of a. Yeah, that's nice, and keeps going as you do that. I presume that he is somewhere near you, Beda, because you're still sat on deck, aren't you?
Beda is. This means time's passed and
Like
things have
normal.
happened. Beda is sat up towards the front of the ship on the top deck, in the area, like the forecastle area, the front part.
Yep.
And he's just off to the side from where the sort of temporary tavern come whatever it is that that Plumage has created.
Yes, Plumage, the
Plumage, yes.
native to this land, one of many, much like the Vosu, is a Maguro, and Maguro are a bird-like race, and he gave himself the title of ship's ambassador, and has now set up this sort of shantytown tent on the forecastle of the ship, where raucous music and loud noise and overflowing drinks and sort of lovely peppery cinnamony smells seem to permeate the air at all times.
Beda doesn't sit in that. but
No,
he
it's not
sits
really you, is it? Not your
Just
steed.
off to the side because he's very interested in making sure that people behave in a way that he considers to be good.
Well, there's a line.
Exactly.
And so
There's not a lot of that going on in Plumage's outfit, really.
yeah, exactly. So that's why he's there with a half ear, listening to the tales and the stories and the discussions that are going on in this. He's a little wary simply because this character has arrived on board the ship, his ship, the ship he was on, from this new world, and he doesn't know whether to fully trust him yet.
Sure, from inside the temple, you can hear Plumage holding forth, as he normally does, one of his long-winded stories. And I said that was my wing! And then everyone starts laughing uproariously. It's just, constant thing with him. It goes on for quite some time. Can you make a perception check for me?
Can indeed.
Thank you.
6.
Never mind, Jimbo, you're nearby. Can you make a perception check for me, please?
So your perception is really high. Oh, that's
See
right.
anything. Both of us can see in the dark, and we're all
That's a 9. That one. Yeah.
9. It's a 14. Lovely. It's a hot, sunny day. It's sun's past the yard arm, but not too far. The ocean is still as a pond. It's very, very not much wind at all. The ship is coasting rather slowly forward on any kind of side wind it can catch. And in the distance, you can just see a greenish sort of twinkle, just about glimpsing it. From the crow's nest, the lookout Aladine shouts down, "Land ho!" And as the ship slowly makes its way towards this green dot, you see before you, I mean, there's no other word for it, paradise. The green island is luscious and beautiful. It is covered with beautiful trees ranging out of the golden sand all around the circumference of it, and it slowly crests up to a large hill. And the entire island, there's this hillock in front of it. Can everyone make perception checks for me, please? And now that land has been sighted, everybody, absolutely. You can try again. It's not much better, is it?
Yeah.
Exactly the same.
Oh, well, that's tough.
Yeah, I got a 6 as well. We just can't see anything.
Well, you've got makeup in your eyes. That's or you're making googly eyes, or both. I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, exactly. I'm not concentrating.
Beda is so used to staring out at the horizon that focusing on anything is hard
Real
work.
problem. Yeah. You've got to take in meditation to the thing. I can't see anything. I'm doing really well.
Louise, what did you roll?
I rolled 8.
8
Total.
in total. Yeah, you're not seeing much either. I mean, it's an island. How pretty.
out the way.
An
Yeah,
island.
exactly.
How about yourself, Jimbo?
Total of 16.
16. Jimbo's got the eyes of the eagle. Excellent.
Captain Perception over here.
Yeah, Captain Perception. We need to write the character. Remember that Captain Perception.
Like Captain Obvious, but more interesting.
At the very crest of the hill, you can see the tree line starts to thin a little bit. You can't quite see what's below the tree line at that point, but you can just about make out a tower-like building in almost the center of the island. And it looks like a belfry. It looks like a bell tower. Just white stone, almost like an Italian villa in the middle of this strange place. Very odd. And as you take that in, you also start to see on the beach in front of you, there are ships moored everywhere. I mean, it's like this is a holiday resort and everyone decided to come at the same time of high season. There are boats every which way, all over, dotted around the sea around this island, very close in, to a point where no one could sail them out if they tried almost. It's just ships everywhere. And on the beach, there are a couple of bare shells, ships that are being stripped of materials. Golan, height, ship's captain, stands and looks out and says, "Right. Well, someone needs to go on shore and look into this. I think that should probably be someone else's problem. Right, I'm not going to get too involved in this. I think I will defer to you, Master, as the ship's
Fair enough. I
Master.
turn to Trivia and go, how brave are you feeling?
I'm always brave.
Excellent. Would you like to accompany me down and see what is going on?
Only if you would like to accompany me.
Absolutely.
And she walks out to one of the rowboats and starts getting it prepared and settling into it herself,
Excellent,
and you're
okay.
dogging right after, I'm
Yeah,
guessing.
yeah. Where she goes, I go, at least for the moment.
Splendid. Right, and I presume that Beda is taking an active interest?
Yeah, definitely. He's had recent. He ended up on an adventure that he wasn't prepared for, as tends to happen to members of the crew.
In the meantime, Josen walks over to you and says, "You, seaman, bolt," and walks off.
And so, because he's been sent out into the world, he feels now the need to put himself forward to continue his luck. So he marches up sturdily and stands slightly uncomfortably close to the master, and he says, "You going?"
Maybe you're cramping my stuff.
I will come with.
Fine. Fine. I thought this was going to be a romantic getaway. Obviously not. Fine, let's get into the boat. Oh, and you're coming as well, are you? Oh, good.
Louise, would you like to join them? You don't have to.
I jump off the ship and kind of skulk afterwards.
Oh, God, the swallow dive,
Oh.
like off the end of the... Yeah.
You swan dive. Make a performance check to do it unobtrusively.
Oh, yeah.
17.
Oh, yeah, there's nary a ripple.
Oh,
You
like
just
Tom
dive
Daly.
like Tom Daly. Yeah, sure. You hit the water, and can you make an athletics check for me, please?
16.
16, yeah, that's fine. You slowly start to make your way towards land, and the boat's not too far out. You can make your way there, and you won't suffer any exhaustion for trying to swim that far entirely by yourself. Lucky you are higher than a 15.
yes. Well done.
In the meantime, what's it called, a sloop? Is that what this one's called?
No, what, a rowboat?
No, it's a bit bigger than that.
Jerry boat.
Hang on.
Jerry boat.
A jolly boat.
A jolly boat,
that's the
thank
one.
you.
A sloop's like an entire ship.
So he knows the nautical terms. The jolly boat is descended down the side, and with the three of you on board, you slowly make your way towards the island. As you make your way towards the island, Trip looks up, and suddenly there's a change in her personality. There's a change in the way she's holding herself.
Are you all right, my dear?
That is the blue sword. On the beach, right in front, one of the boats has an entirely blue hull. Can everyone make history checks, please? Yes. Yourself as well, Louise. You're skulking around and back. 8.
3.
3.
4.
4.
12. Jimbo again. Jimbo, you recall from previous adventures the crew has had and stories that have been shared around mostly Plumage's embassy. It's not really an embassy. That there are a group of pirate hunters that the crew has encountered before and even scuttled one of their ships and murdered the captain after she tried to kill Trip. So there's very much an ongoing battle here, and the Blue Sword is the head ship of this group. And to see it here being deconstructed for parts is clearly an interesting development in the ongoing saga of the Blue Sword and the pirates in there. You could tell the others about this if you so desired.
I feel like that this is something that's been building up inside of me for a while.
Oh.
Where I feel like I've been feeling a grudge against it.
Okay.
Because I'm a fighter as well, so I'm sort of thinking I want to get violent about it. I want to do something about it.
About the Blue Sword? You want to help the pirates?
Yeah.
Splendid. Okay. Well,
Nice.
That's quite good timing, actually. As the boat crests onto this again beautiful golden sand, unbelievable. Just right onto the beach, perfect. As you make your way off, the crew of the Blue Sword are all climbing out onto the beach, and these are the mercenaries that you met before during the fight. And there's an instant bristling of who are these people, and an instant sense of this could be a problem instantaneously.
Okay.
And Trip looks up and stares daggers at a rather large Irabi woman. Irabi look relatively humanoid, but they're quite fey. Their skin is quite light, and their eyes tend to be a sort of uniform silver or gold colour.
What, the whole thing?
Yep. Awesome. Yeah. And one in particular, a rather tall woman, looks down at Trip and says, "I wondered when I'd see you again."
I want to quickly kind of interpose myself between the two. Any problem you have with her, you have with me.
And me.
I'm Spartacus. Sorry, I didn't say that.
Who the heck are you people? Are they with you, Trip?
Are you talking to me?
No, they're talking to Trip. She said nothing.
Oh, I see. Yes, we are with her.
I see.
Nominally.
Trip turns to you and says, "This one is not to be trusted. She hates all pirates, and your crew is now pirates as well. You swore on the skull."
Wait. Well, can I say to the woman?
Yep.
How do you see us, then? As a threat? Or as an ally?
I tend to see everything as a threat until I know whether it is or not.
We have no beef with you unless you make one with us.
Are you allies with the pirates?
The captain of the ship is. I'm not. I wasn't there.
Interesting. You look strange. You and your entire crew look very odd indeed. I'm not sure I can make head or tail of this. Everyone make perception checks, please.
Crap.
21.
Ah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
18.
10, 18...
6.
6.
Eternally
21.
6.
As you make your way to the beach and you sort of hide your way alongside the side of the boat and see this argument starting to happen in front of you, you look off into the tree line and you can just about make out a hooded white figure just watching. Trip and this woman are starting to really get into it now, with Trip complaining about her ambushing pirates and causing all sorts of trouble, and everyone going, "Well, you're pirates, you're all awful." I could go into it, but it would just be me talking to myself and probably quite boring, quite quickly, frankly. You can try and mediate between these two.
I want to try and mediate with my best persuasion skills.
Who are you talking to and what are you saying?
I am trying I'm very much on Trip's side, so I'm talking to the other woman and saying, whatever beef you have, surely now is not the time.
Okay.
This is neither the place. We are simply here to try and investigate this island. The fact that you're here as well is good. Surely we should pool our resources against the island, whatever threat it has to offer, all of that kind of thing.
Sure. Jimbo, how about you? How are you feeling about all of this? As in, you could help him, or you could hinder him.
I feel like I want to stay quiet.
Okay.
I feel like I don't want to be too.
Beta wanders up beside Jimbo and kind of nudges him as if to sort of say, move over there. And as he nudges him, he's sort of gently pushing him so that the two of them walk and stand behind the shoulders of Trip. As if to imply, you have a problem with her, we are with her.
Right.
But we don't get between her and like,
No,
we're
that's
just
fine.
there.
Aggressive.
We're bouncing.
You both make intimidation rolls, so intimidation checks.
Yep.
Edward, could you please make a persuasion check?
So that's 8 plus your intimidation.
Louise, I'm presuming that you don't want to get involved in a verbal altercation. Yeah, let's just make that something
Same.
right. Lovely. What did you roll?
12.
12, excellent.
11.
11.
11.
11.
Magnificently.
We're like,
happy.
we're not. I'm not like it's low key
I mean,
intimidation.
let's face it, 11s and 12s are above average. Not a lot above average, but they are indeed above average. So
Yeah, I would say he's on the guy in front of us is on a bit of a hill, and we're slightly lower.
Trip's a lady.
She's the Volpine Vespertine I was trying to chat up. That was,
Yeah,
So-
I think part of our intimidation is lost by the fact that I've basically had to sort of nudge him to get.
There is
Where
also the
are
fact
we?
that her entire crew of 200, 300 odd men and women who are armed to the teeth and clearly hate pirates are looking at the 5 of you and going, what you can do. Edward, with your 12 persuasion, give me a sentence and let's start the conversation you want to have with the Arabian woman.
There is no reason for us to become entangled in stuff which is not relevant to this island. We are here to find out what is happening on this island. If we are required to leave, we will leave. But
We know what's happening on this island.
tell us then, please.
Well, it's in the legend. This is an island of pirates. I don't like pirates, especially ones like her. You don't know what you're talking about. Not every pirate is the same.
Of course. But at the same time, it is only the stuff of legend, the elder and more beautiful sister of truth. Therefore, we want to find out what the truth is before we do anything else.
Yeah, that got you a contested roll. The other truth. Yeah. I rolled a critical failure.
Yeah! Persuasion, baby, that's my game. Sorry.
She narrows her eyes at you with a... You speak of justice and truth, and these are things I hold dear. Okay. We'll go back to our ship. We'll wait here. If you aren't back in 8 hours, we're coming in.
Fair enough. Thank you.
But in 8 hours' time, if this is a commune of pirates, it's going down to the ground. Do you understand?
Absolutely.
Trip next to you bristles and clearly wants to say something.
I just want to put my hand out, like, unobtrusively, if you see what I mean.
Where are you putting it out?
Sorry. If she's just behind me and she is bristling, I want to make an indication, like, not now.
Cool. It's a check of some. I think it's just a straight charisma check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
15.
She trusts you at this point,
But that's fine.
and
That's
she's a
all I need.
fan of you. She likes you. She likes your style. So there's very much a. Okay. So the 4 of you at this point. Louise, you can make yourself known, or you can just skulk behind them and keep quiet. It's entirely up to you. The white-hooded figure, as you watched, saw the conflict die down, and then turned and made his way back into the woods. At this point, you all hear, bong, a single bell toll.
Ah. That sounds to me like the bell of that bell tower that we saw.
You all feel that it's a sound of home. It's a sound of. It's not. It's bell. It's a sonorous, beautiful, single-note sound of calm, comfort, peace.
Lovely. I feel like we should investigate there first. What do you say, my dear? The trip.
Lead on.
Excellent. Set out.
She stays behind you, but you know.
Yeah.
What would you guys all like to make your way along? What is the plan?
I'm just assuming you guys are going to follow me. I'm not going to.
I mean, you don't have to. It's entirely up to you.
I'm not against the idea.
Okay, lovely.
So many negatives.
Since Jimbo has some negativism issues, but no, we'll skip over them. We're fine.
Beda has no issues. He's becoming increasingly. I mean, he's obviously got issues. Everyone's got issues. But,
I believe his issues run quite deep.
with that specific suggestion, he's au fait. Yeah, he's happy to move on up.
Sure.
Into the island.
We're in paradise. It's fine.
Yeah.
And it is indeed paradise. As you all walk through the woods, the forest does, and you're following, I'm guessing, about 10, 15 feet behind. Yeah, cool. And skulking, like a good halfling. As you make your way down the path, the forest does open out into very much a man-made clearing. It's clear that a bit of this forest has been deforested and turned into, Libertalia. Gleaming white walls are surrounding it, and the sounds of a thriving, bustling city. Wow. Occasional crashes and bangs of construction, but none of it sounds threatening or worrying. It all seems like an industrious place of work, a place of enjoyment, fulfillment of the soul and spirit. As you make your way inside, you see that there are acres of farmland being tended around this place, which in this island kingdom is of rarity. Food is being loaded onto wagons and taken in. This is indeed, in many ways, especially from the hungry crew of a ship that survives entirely on ship's biscuits.
And coffee.
And coffee. And coffee. There's established earlier. There is a cafetiere on board, yes.
So everyone's really hungry but jittery. That's what the whole crew is like.
That's why you're so on edge.
Exactly. Yes. The caffeine is building. And
in the centre of town, again, this single bell tower stands out amongst other buildings of similar size. It is indeed a very industrious-looking town. The population are a mix and match. You've met most of these before in your travels through Havmar. There are these Vosu-style fox-like creatures. There are short, dwarven-like individuals with coral-like scales at various parts of their body. There are the bird creatures, the Maguru, much like plumage. There are larger Katafu, who are relatively large and a little bit blue. There are all these races mix and match, and they all seem to be working together industriously. Cool. That is something you have never experienced before. It's not that the races don't like each other necessarily, but they tend to be quite isolationist and keep to themselves, so it appears to be somewhat different. Also, can everyone make insight checks, or investigation if you prefer? I don't mind.
I'm awful at both. On the other hand.
14.
It's becoming harder for you to sneak at this point, so maybe you're blending in with the crowd a little bit, trying to pull up a hood maybe if you're hood on your cloak, and trying to sort of skulk between while following the group in front. What did you roll?
14.
14, what did you roll?
19.
19.
10.
10.
For insight?
Yeah.
10.
10. Lovely, those are high enough scores for you to notice. No one's wearing any jewels.
Wasted a 19 on that. Yes, right, gotcha.
We'll get there.
I understand.
No one's wearing any jewellery.
Right.
The clothes are all remarkably simple, tans, whites, browns. It's not as if this is necessarily a land of ridiculous ostentation, but people tend to wear sort of practical nautical clothing and tend to be either quite sort of industrious workers with leathers, but these are all people wearing what looks like out of universe somewhat, a cult. They all seem to be wearing the same sort of clothes. Every citizen's brow glistens with sweat, and a smile plays over every single mouth that you see. Everyone looks completely satisfied, happy, industrious, and thriving.
Can I go over to one of these very industrious people?
Of course.
And say, excuse me, who is your leader?
Our leader?
Yes.
Arthanzar is our leader. He lives in the bell tower.
In the bell tower?
Have you come to work? Have you come to help us build the glorious nation of Libertalia?
We might have done, but we've only just arrived, so we don't really know.
Well, we just arrived a couple of days ago, and now we're helping build Libertalia.
Fantastic.
It's so wonderful Just look, peace, harmony amongst everybody. It's something
It's
we've all
great to
wanted.
see.
It's
great to see.
It is delightful.
How did you become involved? Did you just arrive and then it happened, or did you meet?
Well, we went to discover Libertalia. When we did, we just thought, well, why go anywhere else?
Absolutely,
I mean,
that is-
have you seen anywhere as beautiful as this? It is
No, it is
truly remarkable.
wonderful, absolutely. Did you meet? Sorry, what was the name again? Arazan.
Arthanzar.
Arthanzar. Sorry. Did you meet him?
Arthanzar is one of the inhabitants of this island. He and his other compatriots, you see more of these white hooded figures like the one you saw, all around in between them, and they seem to walk through, and their heads are shrouded and covered, and they tend not to talk to them and just make their way through.
Bida is going to turn to Jimbo beside him, and somewhat begrudgingly, he's going to be like, "What do you make of this place, Jimbo?"
It's calm, but I don't trust it.
Too many people. Too much humanity.
Oh, the humanity!
Trip leans over to you and says, "Are you not a fan of humanity?"
My goddess is one of isolation. The needs of humans and this business distract from the importance of the chaos of nature.
Trip's just walked away. She's got into a voice. Just meandered off. And she starts going around to random people saying...
Bida did not notice her walk off.
She's starting to walk around and touch people on the shoulder and say, "Excuse me, I'm looking for Dea. Have you seen Dea? Excuse me, have you seen Dea?" And she starts going around asking everyone. And people are helpful. They're trying to guide her to the right way and make sure she does find her. Yeah. And eventually, they make their way. They push you and make your way through various people working on various things. People building homes, carving, cleaning and washing. I mean, this city is spotless. And there is cooking smells, people making barrels. Everyone seems to just be happy and working and getting along. And eventually you see, sitting astride a wooden shell of a building, a rather striking Arabian woman tapping away and building at a house. Trip looks up and a smile just curls across her face. She says, "Dea, is that you?" And Dea looks down at Trip and, "Oh my God!" and leaps off this frame, just jumps straight down and lands next to Trip and just picks her up in a bear of a hug. I mean, this woman is a good head taller than this little fox woman, and just picks her up and twirls her around. And it is a truly lovely, romantic moment that will haunt you forever, I think. Yeah, well, can't win them all, can we?
I tried. Right, so through faintly gritted teeth. Ah, you have found who you were looking for.
Can everyone please make a wisdom saving throw?
Oh, so that's on this one. Oh.
This may be a reference goes beyond some people, but Ed, are you related to Will Wheaton in any way?
It's a distinct possibility. I got a 4.
A 4,
Yes,
excellent.
Yes, it did.
10,
12.
12,
20.
20.
Nailed it.
The three of you, as the bell tolls out again, just absorb and enjoy the beauty of this and this lovely scene in front of you, and just the civility of it all. This hasn't been a very civilized journey so far, and this really feels like a breath of fresh air. Louise, my darling, I'm afraid you see something entirely different. The sky is dark. The architecture is twisted. Volcanic rock. The ground is littered with pumice and sharpness. The Libertalians are not smiling, beaming, happy people. They are sore, bruised, bleeding, exhausted. Their clothes are rags, stained with sweat. They are thin and they are weak, but they are still smiling. Everything around here, everything is a rotted, broken, disgusting landscape, more volcanic than anything you could possibly imagine. You see around you that the only thing that has changed fundamentally in terms of the people are the white-robed figures. They are no longer wearing white robes. They are green-skinned, spined creatures, rows of sharp teeth and black eyes, barbs running down their skin like porcupine quills. There's a tail thrashing around. It looks like what they're building is not paradise. It's hell on earth. What would you like to do?
Wow.
You don't know that.
No, I know. But wow.
Thank you.
I cast off my robes and my hood
Mm-hmm.
and jump into the clearing in front of all my compatriots.
Mm-hmm.
Well, us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And reveal myself. And
What do you say?
And I say, I've joined you on the ship, and I followed you.
Where the hell did you? You just followed us off the ship onto the island.
Yes.
All you've seen is a tiny halfling you've never met before approach out of nowhere and go, "I'm one of you." How's everyone react to that?
Yeah, with like, I don't actually actively try and hit her, but like,
Breeder is stunned and confused.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He feels like that it may be true,
Mm-hmm.
but he doesn't yet know why he thinks it might be true.
I've heard everything you've said to each other, and I see the true wisdom of this place. It's not what you believe it is. There is no love here. There is no heaven.
Dea turns to you and goes, "You couldn't be more wrong. Look at how beautiful. Look at all
it
these
does
happy
look quite
people."
nice.
What are you talking about? And behind you, a couple of these white overseers, as you see them, demons as you see them, devils. Sorry, devils as you see them.
Excellent.
Happy now? Devils as you see them start to realise something's amiss and start stalking their way over. These are long, tendrily feet stabbing at the ground. One leans down with a looking at you.
Do we see the white hooded figures appear to come towards us?
They just come towards you with a kind of innocent, innocuous look of what seems to be amiss here could be written across their rather blank faces.
You said you were a stowaway on the ship, and we need to trust you. How can we
Yes.
trust you?
You can't. Apart from
Right.
your plan.
Cool. Well, in which
Make a
case-
persuasion check.
Yeah. I was gonna say.
That will be
That is a 9.
11.
11.
Versus.
Well, I suppose it's insight.
Yeah. Okay.
Everyone make a d20 roll for insight, please.
Oh God.
18.
18.
22.
22.
5.
I mean,
Would you like some different dice?
I don't think so. I think that will make it get
all
worse.
dice are the same. That's not how dice work. You two start to, despite this halfling stowaway being a stowaway and someone that you wouldn't normally trust, there is something to what she is saying. She seems relatively on the ball here.
I took great courage in the fact that when asked should we trust you, the correct response was not really.
Yeah.
I thought that's really honest. That is the speaking of an honest person.
You can both make wisdom saving throws again with advantage, which means you roll twice and take the higher number.
Just roll 2 dice.
In the meantime, you're... Who is this random woman who's appeared?
What are you talking
13 is
about?
higher, plus the
You
2.
look like a rogue. Are you gonna steal stuff?
No, have I taken anything so far?
I don't know. I would only notice when it
Well,
was
go
there.
there.
Dea and Trip are standing next to you going, "Who is this? I do not trust." And they're going, "I don't think this is someone that you should be."
Exactly. No,
Yeah.
but believe me, she will not. She will not have effect on what we are doing. We should still go and see the bell tower thing. I presume that's where we. No, hang on.
Why? We have found Dea. Why would we want to go to the bell tower?
Fair enough. Fair enough. Let's. In which case, maybe we should go back, guys.
We rolled wisdom, yeah?
With advantage.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
15.
17.
It still looks much the same to you, but something is clearly amiss here. Something's afoot. You're definitely suspicious of this whole situation.
I'm super suspicious of that when someone came out and started saying this isn't true, that these really nice, friendly, white hooded figures started descending upon us. I'm not one for authority and hierarchy and that kind of humany stuff. So he's on edge. He's on edge, and I think like
At this
imperceptibly kind of drops into a more
Combat ready.
solid position.
At this point, Libertalians around you are starting to squeeze in, going, "What's the problem? Why is nothing can be wrong? Nothing is wrong here. What's there's hubbub and jumble of voices and different noises and sounds as these white hooded figures step forward, and one reaches out a hand, and you see it's just a big claw tentacle towards you and goes, I don't think it's working. What you guys hear is the overseer reaching out, looking forward and saying, I don't think it's working.
What isn't working?
I don't think she's seeing the beauty and joy of this land and what love it can bring to all of us. Let us all work together and make it all as right as it can possibly be. You need to roll another wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, I do.
No advantage.
No, I got it.
No.
Wisdom
Right,
saving
Ed,
throw.
you don't need to read it out. I know what the answer
That's-
is. You
It's
feel
embarrassing now.
you feel very strongly compelled
I do.
to do the same, as does Trip.
Yeah.
And between you're looking at these three as well, going, no,
What are you doing?
help us
Guys,
build
come
this
on.
beautiful
Yeah,
city.
yeah, stop
Help us
being
make it
so-
happen.
Stop being so unhip
We
or something.
Don't be down, man.
Yeah, man. It's all good. It's fine. What's the issue here? It's a beautiful place.
we're still seeing something mostly beautiful, yes? Entirely
You
beautiful.
are still seeing exactly the same thing. I think you are disconcerted. Where everyone else seems to want to take part in making Libertalia a beautiful place, this Louise's influence on you has made you question this. However, you can still see the same people around you. They're now starting to cluster in very close.
But you can see Louise's expression as well.
Yes,
you can see
absolutely.
that it's of massive.
You are.
Yeah.
I mean, the three of you are now shrinking into a little knot as you are surrounded by people, including the master of the ship and their friends who you were there to try and meet, squeezing in around you. This pressure, this wall of humans and fox-like creatures and lizard-like creatures getting closer and closer, squeezing in. One more wisdom saving throw from you two, please, with advantage again.
Same again, yeah. Nice. So that'd be 18. 22.
Right. Suddenly, you two see the same thing she's seeing. You're in a horrific, hellish landscape, surrounded by bedraggled creatures pawing at you. Everyone's looking horrible, and in front of you, these two demons staring you down, looking directly at you, going, right.
Beda stares up at the sky, stares at the horizon, smacks his chest, and casts Turn the Unholy.
Awesome. That's where we're going to end it for now.
Anyway.
Before we get to end, I want you to envision the scenario of this hellish landscape, everyone surrounding it and tightening in as a single hand reaches up to the sky and a beam of holy light centers down on it, and then blackout.
Amazing.
Thanks.
Well, thank you so much for coming. Thank you for coming to play.
Thanks, man.
Just a reminder that we're streaming the whole thing on twitch.tv/adventurerswanted. We're live tweeting the whole thing at Adventures250. And you can always come and buy a player ticket if you
Yeah.
want to play.
Enjoy.
Always come back and buy an audience ticket if you want to see where the adventure goes. We're here 10 a.m. to 3 p.m, 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. every single day at Fringe, apart from 24th and 25th. However, I will just quickly throw to a couple of people on the table who have other shows that they're involved with, and they can do cheeky little plugs.
Yes, I am in a show called Beadledom Alpha, which is on at Cowgate at 2:50 in the afternoon. I'm only on every other day, but there is somebody else who does a similar interlinked show. It's kind of about two clowns in an office. That helps.
It's the Fringe, Ed. I mean, you know.
It's not, I guess, like, I mean, it's, so yes, and that is on, and I would very much like if lots of people came to see it, if they could.
Are you guys working on stuff?
No, we're actually on honeymoon.
Oh! Please! Congratulations!
That's amazing!
What a remarkably nerdy way to spend your honeymoon. I am jealous.
But I mean, look at his t-shirt.
This is
Yeah.
I actually bought it.
That sums it up.
Yeah,
That's a brilliant team.
Did you buy that before the wedding?
She actually bought it for me.
I bought it for him.
Guys,
Wonderful.
you couldn't be better suited.
Yeah.
I mean,
Amazing.
that's
No.
wonderful.
This is
Oh, it's very
amazing.
heartening. Thank you.
Yes.
It's very sweet for you to share our time.
Yes.
Are you going on from here? Is your honeymoon going elsewhere?
Yeah, so we're staying in the Trossachs right now, and then we're going to the Isle of Skye for 3 days, and then down to the Lake District.
Lovely.
I was in the Isle of Skye earlier this year. Oh my god, it's so beautiful.
Yes.
That's
so-
a lovely point for us to
Well, hang on. I've got to plug my stuff as well.
end on a really beautiful
Yeah, sorry. I do a lot of stuff. There we go.
believe that.
I was gonna
On
say,
the Twitch stream, we're just going to do a bit of a quick turnaround, so we have to kind of get everything reset in about 10 minutes.
You're welcome
but
to
it's
stay.
lovely to have you
Yeah.
joining us.
One of my best friends at university was a man
Well done.
who
Yeah,
was
thank
the only
you.
person I've ever
Lovely.
met with a weirder name in real life.